I'm wearing a shirt that says Saturdays are for the dads, and it's not even Saturday, baby. Let's go.
Buddy, I don't know how you do it. I've been
Oh,
watching my niece for the past, like, I guess almost 2 weeks now.
2 weeks? Yeah.
Almost 2 weeks. Man, I'm run down. I'm exhausted.
Dude, you gotta do it. You gotta eat your greens, you gotta drink your water, you gotta eat your sourdough, you gotta eat your meat. It's just a part of the game.
The hardest part,
Um,
the hardest part is sleep, to be honest with you, because like my partner works kind of late at night. So but only like Wednesday, Sunday. So I try to like stay up and like hang out with my niece and whatnot. And my niece is like she's such like a night owl. Um, so like I'll try and stay up until like 9, 10, 11 until Shay gets in. And like, man, I'm not built that way. And
yeah.
like I sleep like the shortest amount I probably have gotten is like 6 or 7 hours. So it's decent. But I feel like because I'm going to bed so late and because I'm used to waking up early, I like wake up like often, especially like in between that like probably 4 to 6 time frame when I actually like end up getting up. So I feel like my like actual sleep has probably been pretty trash, and I feel like I'm starting to come down with something too. So I think it's starting to like catch up to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, this is why parents are always sick because like their loving children never let them get any sleep.
Yeah. So a couple things. So like one, it kind of makes you like be on point a little bit more, right? So it's like, if you're not sleeping right, eating right, relaxing properly, recovering properly, treating your body right with like, obviously not abusing it with like alcohol, drugs, or other like products that can potentially hurt your like recovery aspect and like your normal living life. But like that's one, right? And then there's two, it's like, switching your habits, and it's hard, right? Because like sometimes like I would stay up to like 10 or 11, maybe 11:30 sometimes before we had our first kid. But like I think as time was going on, and like like early on when he was sleeping at like maybe like 8 or 7:30, like my wife would go up and go to bed because like she just wasn't sleeping, and then I'd stay up to like 9:30, 10:30, and then you realize you're like, is it maybe I shouldn't, like depending on if he sleeps for like 12 to 13 hours, like okay, maybe if he gets that, but like if he doesn't, then you're kind of like screwing yourself, right? So it's like, okay, then now it's like, okay, I'll go to bed around like 9:30, 10 instead of like 10:30 to 11:30 ish. So I know like if he has like kind of a bad night of sleep, like I can kind of make up for it with that, that hour pushback of sleep. So it's like, okay, that's another good sign because like, I'm like, all right, sleep's important. So it's like, even if he has a good night and I sleep through that whole thing, cool. Or if like he sleeps through the whole night and I wake up at like 6 instead of like 6:37, I'll wake up at 6, take the dog out, have my time to myself, which is good too. So it's like there's no bad aspect in that on that situation. And the third thing too, right? I mean, this isn't your child, but like the thing you got to think about too is how to get your child involved into like the house, like housework and stuff like that. Obviously my kid's only, such a young age, but like today, for an example, my wife was at the gym. I switched the load of laundry. I every month we wash our sheets, so I put all the sheets on his crib, the one bed, and then our bed, and I lowered his crib right in front of him. I took my Allen keys and put him on the ground. I was like showing him, hey, I'm lowering your crib because he's getting taller and we don't want him jumping out of the crib yet. But like, like I read some pretty cool books, and like since this is like a health and fitness aspect, I'm trying to keep him involved in as much as possible because like if we were to do things when he's sleeping or taking a nap, like for the night, sleeping at night or taking a nap, um, we simply wouldn't get any shit done. Like, and us also too, what I realized too about being a parent is like you want that time to yourself and you want that time with your wife, your partner, whoever, right? It's like you want that time, right? So it's like, why would you push that stuff to the side so you ruin that time? So those are my three, I guess my three pieces of advice or like opinion on the way I guess we're doing it. Not to say it's perfect, right? So
I love it. It's gonna become like a dad dude's uncle podcast.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, no, I love talking about it. That's why I'm trying to stay as fit as possible. I'm getting kind of fat right now. I'm like 213, but I feel pretty strong, and my squats haven't felt like really this good in a while. I think did I text you? I hit 285 for 3 reps.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it felt so nice. I did it for 3 sets, and I'm like, or I did it for like 1 set, and I was like, oh, this feels good. Let me do it for a second. But it's with a belt, so I don't want to discredit myself. You know, a lot of people know I've been doing a lot of beltless stuff, but I have brought the belt back only when I kind of want to go heavy with squats and stuff. When I want to save it for like 5 reps or more on the squats or like deadlifts, I just still won't put the belt on. Um, and I'm putting it fairly light on my abdomen and my like back and core, I guess you'd say. Um, I don't have the belt tight, so it's like, and I say that because like before when I used the belt religiously, I'm pretty sure like I didn't do it too tight, but I was like 1 notch tight. Like I could have probably did it like 2 notches, but I did it like the halfway mark where like maybe I should have pulled it back 2 notches instead of just the one. Um, but yeah,
I freaking back in the day when I would do like heavy back squats, I would like crank that thing as tight as I possibly could. Like
yeah,
I'd be able to try to get like a finger or two like in there, but like I'd be like pressing them against my belly just to be able to like squeeze those fingers in there. So it was definitely very tight. But I probably like over tighten my belt, but I think that like is important to like build that proprioception, like being aware of like, okay, when you are bracing, like the tighter the belt is, the more you can like feel it all the way around your core.
yeah.
So yeah, in many ways I wonder if that kind of led to my like my
You're
hernia,
growing it, yeah.
like groin issue, because like man, I'm like a huge fan of just like cranking down on that thing, and then like every time I like part of my like pre-lift ritual would be like feeling my like the side of my abs like tightening into the belt, feeling the front of it, feeling like the back of it, like hunkering down, like slightly depressing like my rib cage to like fully stack it over my trunk, and then I'd get under and I'd like squeeze myself into the bar. Like I would literally try to like bend the bar, and I felt like I was. Um,
Yeah.
so probably a little extra, but that's how I am in the gym.
Yeah,
Um,
there was a guy at our Arizona gym like hasn't lifted it with a belt since. He said and I could be getting this wrong. This is probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago now. Very cool guy. He was like a black belt in Muay Thai too. He was a pretty big guy. Um, and he said when he used to squat, and he also doesn't squat anymore because of this. When he used to squat with a tight belt on, he actually like punctured a rib, or a rib punctured something, or whatever the case. Yeah, yeah. So I think it was like pretty bad. Where he was out for a while. So he like first of all like never squatted again, and he'll do like leg presses, but like no squats, and then he doesn't wear a belt anymore. And I was like, sorry for you. That sounds horrendous. Like just to like get to the he probably maybe dropped the bar too, if I had to guess. Like I don't even know how like I don't know. I don't even know the exact injury. So it's something with the rib cage, something I don't know. Maybe he broke a rib. I don't know. I don't even know if that is even possible.
That's crazy. No, I've never heard something like that, but that's kind of wild. I can see it, man. The human body is like kind of crazy. It can like, and you know what's so funny is like I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, and I finished the lift too, you know?
Yeah, the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me, and I think it was just because I was just holding pressure for so long, is like I bled out of my nose on a deadlift. Um, that's about it. And maybe I think I've probably thrown up in my mouth. I haven't like thrown up like Mike Isertel, um, but yeah, like bled out of my nose. I think I have the video still. It was at like LA Fitness, just cranking. Probably bad reps at deadlifts too, to be honest with you. And yeah, that was a Fat Twan's era, PHAT Twan.
Nice.
That was like 250 Antoine right there.
I probably almost passed out like a lot, like unfortunately, like far too many times where I hit like a heavy hard set and then like I have to sit down immediately, otherwise like I'll like lose consciousness and like you get the stars in your eyes and you just like close your eyes, you focus on like deep breathing, and then like after you're like, all right, I think I can stand.
Yeah, yeah. It happens to us here and there, and I think sometimes like you should probably kind of experience that once in a while. Obviously, in a safe metrics. Actually, crazy story too. I'll say it one more time, two more things, and then we'll get to you, Roman, because I want to make sure we get to like the better half and get something out of this too. Um, One of my old history teachers, and I think he has, I don't know if he had a home gym or has a home gym, but decided to like go lift at the gym, and was benching and actually had a heart attack right there on the bench, and someone was able to like get the what's the machine called, the
Okay.
cardiac machine.
Yeah, the AED.
Yes, the AED on him, and like was able to get him like stable and steady before they could transport him to the hospital once like an ambulance came. And like I'm that's a scary thing, and I'm not trying to scare you, Roman, with like the home gym situation. Like that's like the only problem, like pushing yourself is like when you're at home working out by yourself, like something like that could happen. But fortunately, like he's okay, everything's good. But I think he had I think his like family history is like pretty bad with that stuff, with like heart issues supposedly. So yes. And then the second thing before we get into the meat and potatoes is what's his name on Instagram? Alex Maldonado. Strength by the Bell.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right. If you guys don't follow him, Strength by the Bell. I was right. I just wanted to double check. Um, Good friend of ours. We met through work. Now he's a full-time coach, doing his thing, crushing stuff. He's actually competing at a powerlifting meet, an actual powerlifting meet, at Surge New Levels in Carroll Stream, Illinois, this Sunday at 4 p.m. So, Gainz Nation, I may or may not be going. I did say yes to some plans, even though like Alex told me like a long time ago. So we'll see. Um, and guess who owns that gym, Roman, too? Which that's probably why I kind of want to go really badly. Do you know who owns that gym? You probably don't, but
Ed Cohn.
no. He does own quads. I think he's part owner, but I think that's more in the city. This is like more South Country, Illinois. But good guess. It's another powerlifting legend family. It's a powerlifting family where the dad used to be a good powerlifter. The two sons are really good powerlifters. If you're 14 minutes in, comment below before I give you the answer and see if you got it right.
I don't know.
It's the damn Lily Bridges.
Oh no, I
Eric
don't.
Lillibridge, Ernie Lillibridge Jr.
Oh.
Dude, Eric Lillibridge literally he's like squatted like 900 pounds. Gosh. Roman. Oh my gosh, the credibility of the Gainz podcast.
All right,
Ah, Dude, he was out. I think all the Lily Bridges have been on like Mark Bell's Power podcast, like back in the OG days when Jim McDonald was producing all the podcasts. But like, golly, yeah, and Huck Finn Barbell might be there. Tom Finn, he's actually like he's the drunken power lifter where like he'll chug like two beers like pouring down and while he's benching like 500 pounds for reps guy. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. He's like a Juji Mufu kind of guy.
Does he do the he like wears like the mask and have chains on himself and he'll be like squatting while he's skateboarding?
No, that's the guy who's sponsored by Barefoot, which by Chris Duffin's shoe line. And he's I think also sponsored by Rain Fuel. That's like Mikey something or Mike something. I don't know. But anyways, I do want to go because of that. Because that family, like Roman, I'm gonna have to send you literally like Eric. Well, I think the son is actually the best one out of them. Like the dad, he was like good, and like the older brother is like good, but like I mean, we're talking this guy could squat like 800 like nothing, and like his older brother can like barely squat like 5 or 600. And when I say barely, I mean like that's probably numbers I probably will never touch, and they're like literally like freak athletes. But
Yeah.
yes, I will have to send it over to you after this, buddy. Sorry,
I'd say
I thought you knew.
no.
But Roman, anyways, we got that all out of the way. What the heck are you doing? What are we talking about? It's almost March, by the way. Tomorrow's March. Happy leap year. Do people say that?
Yep. I don't know.
Today's like, what are we supposed to do today? Are we supposed to do something today? I just realized that.
Everyone has to apply metrics workout.
Or the first open CrossFit workout.
Oh, is it really?
I think today starts the open. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I feel
I don't know what the workout is, but yeah.
I don't think I've really like tuned into CrossFit since like 21 or something like that. But I was getting like really into it from like a fan perspective, like trying to follow like the different athletes and whatnot.
Dumbbell snatches and burpees, 21, 15, and 9. I don't know what any of that means, but yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's the dumbbell
In
snatch.
each arm.
Yeah, it's just like straight from the ground up, and you
No,
gotta
I
do.
don't know what the 21, 15, 9 is. That like reps per like round?
Yeah, exactly.
See? There you go. I know CrossFit.
The official CrossFit is like they do it different than like
Yeah, the public workout probably.
yeah, because they'll do like how do they usually do it?
Because I also think Alex is doing the open workouts too.
Yeah,
But like right now, like, obviously it's game time until Sunday. So I'm assuming like he's doing it like a lighter load or barely anything at all.
yeah, because I can't think of. I don't know if it's. I think it might be Murph. With Murph, you have to like do all of the push-ups first, or like pull-ups or whatever. But you can't like interchange. Like you can't switch from like pull-ups to push-ups to squats. Like whatever you start on, you have to like finish through it. So I don't know if you do like the 21 and then like the 15 right after, or if you can cycle to the next exercise. The like the CrossFit like competition like for open, it's pretty like it's it's very challenging, very. Let's just put it that way.
Maybe I should do it.
Yeah, they can be fun. I can't remember last time I tried to do like an open exercise, but they can be very fun. But that's not what we want to talk about today, Gainz Nation. But definitely check in. CrossFit is a great modality to help get yourself fit. So for the month of March, it's a good thing that I'm like starting to get sick at the beginning of the competition, that is, or this challenge, which I'm most certainly going to overreach and probably get sick again at the end of March. So woohoo, go Roman. But all in the sake of fitness. This is so stupid. I think I watched like a YouTube short the other day, meaning like probably a month or two ago. And the guy did like 30 straight days of shoulders, mostly like side delt, but I'm also incorporating rear delt. I was like, this is sick. I'm going to do this. So I didn't have like a date that I earmarked. So I've been kind of just like mulling it over, thinking it through. It's been hard to get to the gym with my niece, and I don't know how much longer she's gonna be here. At least like several weeks, maybe a couple months, not sure. So I'm like, hey, why don't I do the shoulder challenge in March? So I'm gonna run it like the whole month of March. I'll post before pictures and then I'll post after pictures, just of like the pump, and I'll try to be like, I'll let you know like if this is like before the exercise, like before I exercise, so like no pump, and then like after like pump, you know, got a meal in me, etc. So I just built in like standard progressions. So starting very, 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 very low, which is probably good because I'm like very run down right now. 2 sets starting tomorrow. And then I have spelled out exercises per day. So tomorrow will be 3 angle dumbbell rows, and I'll show you what that looks like in a hot second. And then super ROM lateral raise. So what the heck is Roman talking about? So 3 angle dumbbell rows. I'll show you what it looks like. I'm gonna go like super light with the weight. I'll probably start with like 10s tomorrow, and then I'll work my way up to like, I don't know, maybe 30s or something like that. So 3 different angles. So we're gonna come up to 90 at first. I gotta take off the blur. Gainz,
I mean, you can see it somewhat. It's not too bad.
I work with a technology company, and I'm like so bad with this. My apologies. All right, so we're gonna bend over, touch the floor. So we're gonna come to 90, down, accentuate the slowness on the eccentric. We're gonna go to 45, then pull back slightly, accentuate the eccentric, so slow on the way down, and we're gonna pull straight back. So as close to the body as you can with the dumbbells. So again, 90, 45, straight back. 90, 45, straight back. In the super round lateral raise, this is something that RP I feel like made popular, but you're just coming all the way up. Coming all the way up, just like that. So that's gonna be my tomorrow. I'm gonna do that first thing when I wake up. Of course, I'm gonna warm up. So
2 sets of each or 1 set of both?
1 set each. Very easy, super duper easy. So join along with me if you'd like. We'll build from 2 sets for the first week to 3 sets per day for the second week. Third week we're gonna do 4 sets a day, and then the fourth week all the way to the end of the month. So I think it's the 22nd to the 31st. So it'll be like 10 days. We're gonna do 5 sets a day. So that's gonna be like the overreach. But it's not a lot. It's not a lot of exercises, but I'm going to like layer in other workouts throughout the day. So if you feel like you're like starting to overreach too soon, kind of back off. So what I'll probably do is like if a day that I feel like extra sore or like I might have some like pain in my shoulder or something like that, I'm not gonna push it. I might just focus solely on my workout, but the goal is to try to hit shoulders in one way, shape, form, or another each day. So
are you still planning on, I mean, you might talk about it, are you still planning on doing like actual like your weekly workouts too as well on top of this?
Yeah.
Are you gonna cut any shoulder work out of the weekly workouts then, and then just focus on this and then do the rest?
Yeah, I'll take out like, because I have lateral, like on Saturdays I'm gonna do bent over dumbbell reverse fly, so it's just like kind of straight out like this, and then lateral raises on Saturdays and Tuesdays, right? Saturdays and Tuesdays. So if I do lateral raises, if I have lateral raises already scheduled like on that day because it's like full body, and I have that scheduled, I'll just nix it. I'll pull it out and I'll substitute it in. If that makes sense.
Yeah. That's why I was curious. I'm like, this could either go really bad or really like good. But I kind of figured, but just in case if people are listening, they're like, "Ay," you know.
It'll be like 30 somewhat sets for the last week. No, 35 sets. But it's kind of split between rear delt and side delt. So it's probably somewhere between like 17 to 25 is where it will actually end up. So in my mind, it's a decent overreach. So the way I'm setting it up is I'm going to repeat days twice, or I'm going to repeat them once. So I'm going to do the same day twice. So the way it will work is Friday will be the same day as Monday. Saturday will be the same day as Tuesday. And Thursday will be the same day as what? Sunday? No. Friday will be the same as Monday. Saturday the same as bent over Tuesday. And then Monday will be the same as Wednesday. And then Thursday, I call it lifter's choice, but can't do the same lifts from Wednesday or Friday. So that'll be where I'll do like the dumbbell military press. I might do like dedicated chest work. That might hit more of like the front delt, because I'm not necessarily doing like front raises this go around for the program I'm running. So we covered 3-angle rows, super arm lateral raise. We covered bent over dumbbell, reverse fly, and lateral raise. And then the other day is reverse seated dumbbell lateral raise. So I think you may have seen Antoine do this before, but you're sitting like essentially on an inclined bench and you're just bringing the dumbbells up like this. That's it. It's as easy as that, Gainz Nation. My goal is to see how much meat I can pack onto my shoulders. I really I really started to like getting into these types of like specialization cycles last year when I did the push-up challenge with Joe. And coincidentally, Joe's actually gonna do this with me. Woo, let's go, Joe. Let's get it.
Is he gonna have the back for it?
I hope so. Hopefully this will actually help with part of like the rehab for his back. Because I know he said it's like been bothering him recently.
Hey.
I really did like the progress I made on my chest last year when I did the 100 days of push-ups. So that was pretty awesome. So we'll see how this works for shoulders. I wouldn't say it's like a weak point of mine, but it's definitely been like a point that I've really wanted to like emphasize over the last few years, especially as I feel like my body's like starting to take shape in the way that like I want it to, from like a bodybuilding and like an aesthetic standpoint. So this may be like a fun way for you to add in like a specialization cycle. It's probably not the way a group like RP would throw it in. So I wouldn't say that this is optimal by any means. I think it will provide like a little bit of overreach, which I think from time to time can be productive. But it's just kind of like a fun way that I can mix things up, challenge myself, and give myself like a little bit of like a workout like in the start of my day, just in case if life gets crazy, work, family, a 4-year-old niece that has more energy than the Red Bull commercial. It gives you wings. So yeah, what are your thoughts? But any critiques, any areas that you think I should like be on the lookout for?
No, I like it. I mean, the only thing I would like to see you do is like, yeah, I want to see the progress photos. I want to see like maybe some measurements if you can. Um, and also too, since you're getting up to like 30 sets, I would also want like to see like some feedback on how everything went at like towards the end. And like you said, like you're gonna be measuring it and kind of like, if for some reason it goes way too hard, then you're gonna scale back. But I would like to see, because like, what's nice about this too, it's kind of gonna push you to that limit where it's like that upper limit reach, where it's like, man, if 30 sets can get me like juicy shoulders and I can recover and I feel good and it makes me look good, then like that's nice.
Yeah.
And also too, I like it's like you're spicing something up, right?
Yeah.
And I like that, because the way I spice things up, because the thing is like people always like ask me how many times I run programs and whatnot, and people always hate my answers because I don't tell them I change every program every 4 weeks. But like my spicing up is like, instead of doing, you know, preacher curls, I'll do like curls on the rope with like a preacher, and it feels like so different and spicing things up, and it feels so interesting. But like this is a whole new level of that where it's like, okay, let me just dedicate this daily activity and the weekly activity to one specific area. And yeah, I mean, I dig it, man. I would like to do something with like kind of like what you said with like the push-ups with my chest. I would just like to build my chest up more because like gosh darn, I feel like my chest is like lagging over my back and my shoulders and my arms so bad and my legs. So yeah.
Challenge. Do the push-up challenge for March.
I do like push-ups. I really do. I've been doing. I do them every week. I mean, I love it. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even remember what the push-up challenge was. So it's like 100 push-ups every day.
I think so, yeah.
Gosh darn. Yeah, maybe I should do that. I don't know.
Get
It's
some
like
juice, buddy.
yeah. Man. It's just like one area where I just I don't know. It's a hard place to recover for me for chess, and um, like it just digs a lot out of me, and I feel like I can't really do as much as I used to. So I don't know. I could hit arms all the time and legs all the time. So, but yeah,
That's what
that's yeah. Go ahead.
that's what's nice. Like you'll start with like 4 sets of 25. You're like, this is easy. And then like next day you'll be like 3 sets of like 30, like 34, 33, 33, for example. And that last set you're like, all right, that last set was pretty hard. Like I had to do like 2 rest pause sets. And then you'll be like, I'm gonna try and do like 35, 30, 30, and you'll be like, oh man, this is challenging. I'm gonna go back to 25, 25, 25, 25. Oh, that was easy, because like you build in ways that you can kind of like, you can build in like intraday recovery sessions. And then like you get to the point like towards the end where you're like doing almost 50, like for both sets, and your chest is just like freaking like crazy huge and swollen, and you're like, oh dang, I was actually having trouble doing like 30 for my second and third set at
Yeah.
like the start of this, and now I'm doing 50 for like both sets. This is crazy. Like what ended up happening? And like my chest like definitely does look like it has more size. In reality, like it might be like a quarter inch, and like you've got like a crazy pump, but it demonstrates like the potential growth with the increased repetitions per set. Again, it might be very, 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 very small because it may be more like neurological, like the adaptations you're making. But it does work. Again, this isn't like going to make you from like having a flat chest to like Arnold Schwarzenegger's chest in 30 days, for example. But it can be an effective strategy for gaining muscle.
Gainz Nation, if you want to do the shoulder challenge with Roman, make sure you use hashtag shoulder challenge Gainz podcast so Roman can show the support, feel the support, and love the support. Maybe I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but shoulder challenge Gainz podcast so we can kind of see what your guys' progress looks like, and if you're making some pretty nice progress, maybe you want Roman to do something else to come up with a good idea for everybody. And then we'll definitely get something going with that. But well, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.